If you're anything like me, seeing shots like these just really makes you want to go out there and start your spring and summertime flower beds. But if you live in the northern sections of the U.S., I highly suggest that you wait just a few more weeks to really start to dive in on your gardening skills. Thanks for joining us here on Weather Nation. I'm meteorologist Josh Kozar. If you live along the Gulf coastal areas, well, I think you're probably safe to go ahead and start those springtime flower beds in places like Arizona, where we've already seen temperatures into the 90s for the spring season. Up to the north, though, a lot of those trees have already started to blossom out, but cold weather can still be right around the corner. A light freeze, well, that starts off right around 28 degrees for you. And that is usually just the ice starting to accumulate on the outside of the leaves and flowers that you might have in your flower beds. But if temperatures drop to 25 to 28, well, that's when a hard freeze starts to set in, and that can freeze the leaf and flowers completely through. And then below 25 degrees is a severe freeze, and well, pretty much everything is toast by then. But we do have some things that can help prevent the damage to your plants. The first thing, everybody has sheets at home. You can easily just take those outside, lay them over the fresh vegetation on the ground. Hey, you might even want to take a few bricks, lay them down, especially if the wind starts to kick up a little bit. A sheet is a great insulator. One of the things that you want to avoid, though, is things like plastic bags or tarps as well, because that can kind of trap the cold air underneath that plastic and really do even more damage to your plants. Also, if you have pots, you can just flip those upside down, put them on some of the larger plants, and something that I personally like to do is take mulch. You kind of mound it up over some of the smaller vegetation on the ground, and that can also help to keep things insulated as well. As far as trees go, unfortunately, there's not a lot that we can do. If you do have a mature tree, well, if the cold comes through and wipes it out, it's sure to come back, just it'll take it a little bit longer. Now, if you do see snow, you want to make sure that you take a very large broom and try to hit some of the higher branches to knock that snow off. That way the snow and the weight doesn't really weigh on those branches and can cause a lot of damage to your larger trees. So if you are in the south and you've already started your spring and summertime flower beds, go ahead, send us your Facebook videos and photos. We're even on Twitter and Instagram. That way, for those of us living in the north, can start to enjoy those spring-like conditions.